But the short title, Advancement Professionally, Business-wise, and Career-wise. Open your hand. You will not label and remain in the same spot. I need to be very attentive because one deception of the enemy is when it's time for message, you see people go out, they stroll out. You're actually missing out something precious. One word from God can change your life. Tell your neighbor that. I got a report at one of our meetings we had, a very powerful meeting. Somebody went somewhere and was sleeping there. Another person went to him and said, why don't you go inside the church? He said, please let me sleep. May I pray this for someone? The day your word that will change your life will come, may the devil not encourage you to sleep off. So we're discussing advancement professionally, in your business, in your career, because it is God's will that we advance in our profession, in our businesses, and in our different career in Jesus' name. So quickly, what do we mean by advancement professionally, business-wise, or career-wise? It means an experience of progress made possible by the wise, diligent investment of the following. Advancement simply means an experience of progress. And that progress occurs because you made wise investment or diligent investment, one of your time. When you do not make the most of your time, you cannot make the most of life. Whatever wastes your time, wastes your life. That is why the psalmist says, teach me to number my days, that I may apply my heart to wisdom. There are people who waste their time because they do not know the value of time. Time is an intangible resource. When wisely invested, it can translate to the result of success. I'm going to repeat that. Time is a resource you can't see. So it's an intangible resource. You can't see it, but it exists. When you make good use of it, it can translate into a tangible result. That is something that people can see. The difference between a successful person and a failure, one of it is the good use of time. Those who don't know how to invest their time wisely will certainly regret with time. So advancement in our career, in our businesses, in our profession simply means the wise or diligent investment of our time will lead to an experience of progress. Somewhere you will make progress in your career. You know, you are a teacher, you are a tech engineer, you are a sales person, you have that knowledge to your advantage, so you trade it. You do something meaningful with it. Then it translates to you making progress. Do you know the reason behind a man who has been in that small shop for 25 years and the man who started with the same shop and now has a bigger shop is because they have the knowledge of how it works. Ecclesiastes says, the labor of a fool is a fool, but he labors. Get every one of them tired because he does not know the way to the city. Amen. I said amen. Amen. Listen to this. Many years ago, I used to buy greeting card and meat pie. Those days, it was not a very common, snack. So if you buy meat pie, you're a big boy. I used to buy with my friend from a place at Sankmoba Junction. Then you have Leventhis, you have African something bank and all of that. We were buying it with greeting card for our girlfriends and from a caravan. That little caravan back then with greeting card is what we now know as hallmark to them. What happened? Knowledge. To have money is not enough. If you have money and you go into business without knowledge, you will lose it. You will lose it to gain knowledge, which is often called a hard lesson or a hard way to learn. But when you have knowledge and then you have money, knowledge will guide you on the use of that money in terms of whatever you want to do with it. Amen. Now I'm talking to people of God who know how to fast and pray. Fasting and prayer is not a substitute for knowledge. You can't fast and pray and become a medical doctor. See, I'm a medical doctor. You have all the different things that doctors are carrying. We say, for 40 days I fasted and prayed. I just became a medical doctor. It doesn't work that way. Someone shout knowledge. So knowledge is not a substitute for our spirituality. That is why a Buddhist is the one flying the airplane. Why? Because he has acquired the knowledge for that job. Amen. I said amen. Amen. So professional business career happens when you make good use of the knowledge you have. That is why if there is anything you should labor to have in this world, it should be knowledge in every area or in a particular area that is of interest to you. My people are not destroyed because of their enemies. They are destroyed because of what? Of knowledge. Because they lack knowledge. So an experience of progress will happen where you value time. You know what to do with your time. The Bible says, the sons of Issachar who understand the time they are in and what Israel should do, they were in command. Two things they had to their advantage. They know the time they were in, they know what to do. My late dad would say, you don't do carry with every year. Carry means that you don't play around with your time and waste time with people who have no value for time. Wise investment of your time, your knowledge, or you call it your skills, then wise investment of your money. Don't forget, I've said three things. One, wise investment of your time. Two, wise investment of your knowledge. Amen. I said amen. Amen. I know you also asked for why you came. I said amen. Amen. I know a friend many years ago graduated. He read English and literature. There was no job. So all he did was to simply print flyers and distributed to a particular area, home lesson. He was teaching in the school. From that home lesson and where he was teaching, he owns one of the biggest private schools in this city today. What did he trade? Knowledge. So you can trade your knowledge to achieve progress in life. Ask your neighbor politely, what do you know? Oh boy, that sounded like, ask your neighbor, say, what do you know? They ask your neighbor, what can you do with what you know? You know, the Nigeria of today is no longer with I read English and literature, I read engineering, I read this one. Fantastic. The word is asking, with what you know, what can you deliver? That is a question. Somebody sent me a video not too long ago. When I saw the young man, who is one of the engineers in Google, the tech engineer and whatever in Google, I said to myself, the world is changing. The world is changing. With all that you were awarded by your higher institutions, if you don't have a product, you still will get nowhere. Am I communicating? Am I talking to the right people? There's a difference between being educated and being intelligent. The difference between having a vision, amen, and education, then have education and have no vision for the education. If you have a good education, you have no vision, all you will get with your education is occupation. Amen. But you have good education with a vision for your life, you will create an institution. Lift up your two hands. Someone here, Ayabaleda. This is 2023. By 2030, the world will be listening to you. Especially young people here. There are inventors in this meeting this morning. The world will hear you. Say that amen very well. There are those of us who are already at almost, but for the younger ones, don't let what you read deceive you. Listen to what is in your heart. And then marry it with what you read. And then that is it. The sky will not be your limit. The sky will be your starting point. Our challenge as a nation is not that we don't have institutions of learning. The challenge is that the standard is so bad that people are done after 16 years. There is nothing they can do. Some can't think. They can't create. So they wait for eternity for a paid job. The difference between China and Nigeria is that every average Chinese is a creator, has a product. Can you lift up your two hands? The bishop said it prophetically some years ago. Industrialists are emerging from here. People who will think and create, they are emerging from here. You will not be a burden to your generation. I'm going to scream it on top of my voice and I need someone to quickly grab it. You will not be a burden to your generation. You are about to do something that will gain the attention of the world. Whatever is paralyzing you or slowing you down as a way of fear, I declare in the name of Jesus Christ that receive the grace and the spirit of faith to overcome that fear. Very quickly, why we invest our time, knowledge, skills, and money. Please don't forget we are discussing advancement, professionally, career-wise, business-wise. And we have seen that advancement is an experience of progress. And what makes that experience of progress possible is the wise investment of our time. The knowledge we have to our advantage. You are a teacher, you are an English teacher, you are a physics teacher. Whatever you know, you are a fashion designer. Yes, you have that knowledge to your advantage. You trade it. You invest it into that which you do as a business or a career. And then it translates into you moving forward in life. Someone, you will not be at the back seat. So why do we trade our time wisely instead of wasting our time doing unprofitable things? Why do we trade our knowledge? Why do we invest our money? One, for the prospect of more earnings or income. Everyone, though we are in the church and most of you will pretend like this is not important, all of us need more money. If that is true, say yes. Oh, beautiful. I like honesty. I don't know whether those in our sub-branches are repeating the same thing. If you go out every day to work and the reason for it is that you want more money, can you say yes? Are you sure what you are saying? That is it. You go out. The reason why some of you can't even come to evening meetings is more money. So the reason we invest our time, our knowledge, our skills, you are a fashion designer, you are a hairdresser, you are a cobbler, whatever field of endeavor you are in, you are a tech engineer, you are an ICT guru, whatever you have to your advantage, which you know that can produce a product is for more earnings. For more what? So that you make more money. Proverbs 31 verse number 16 told us that of this woman is recorded. He said, she looks at a land. Take note, she doesn't just go and buy a land. She looks at a land. She carry out the study, research on the land, find out whether the land is genuine, looked at the profitability of the land in the next few years. She considered whether the land will bring any profit. Then she buys it. And after she buys it, what then happened? She uses the money she has earned. Earned from what? From the land she bought some time ago. She sold it and she... Come on. Lift up your two hands. Someone here, in the name of Jesus Christ, you will increase financially. While she was buying the land, other of her contemporaries were buying with on. While she was buying the land as an investment, her other contemporaries were busy buying a car they may not need, but just to show off and let people know that we don't make up. I told you the story of how many years ago I wanted to buy a car. And my motive was wrong. I wanted to buy the car to prove to everyone that if you are looking down on me, it's because you don't know that I'm a success. I had 150,000. I gave it to a car dealer. He said the car is whether 400, I can't remember. I said, okay, you hold it. I started looking for 250 to eternity. 250 didn't come. When it was more than 6 months, I now went back to the man. I said, Oga, I'll not buy again. I couldn't get the money. And I will tell you what was my mind when I was going for the car. One, I wasn't married then. All the single ladies that looking down on me, they will know that I get money. You see, when you have inferiority complex, it cannot be cured by material acquisitions. Because the more you get, the more you will have someone. You know, there's a way God does things. Why? What car was? I can't remember the car. Okay, Toyota something. I can't remember. There's a particular Toyota. I forgot the name. You know, that's what I wanted to buy. You know one thing about you competing with people, wanting to prove by living a false life. The Bible says if a man thinks it's something when it's nothing, what does he do? He deceives himself. Is that the day you will drive that car to church, to show to people that you have arrived, you'll be amazed that someone you never thought has anything will drive a better one. Or your ego will be deflated. Don't build your life around things. Things will come, but don't put things first. If you put things first in life, it has no end. Who is with me? It has no end. If it is hairdo that is your focus, you value so much, listen to me, every week you will buy new ones and the new one is already the market. Is that true? Yes, sir. Do you know that there are people who build their lives around this one? This one is this one now. This one is the one running now. This one is the one running now. While they were doing that, this woman looks at a land and buys it. She let the land appreciate. And then after she sold it, what did she do? She uses the money she has earned and plant a vineyard. Diversification. Increase. She didn't just earn the money and say, now money has come. You know what I'm going to do now? You will have to do my birthday is next week and pump the money into the birthday. And then, no. She earned money. She reinvested it. By the next few weeks, I'm going to be teaching on wealth creation. Lift up your two hands. Your family will not remain at the bottom economically. And I'm going to be dwelling on this, and I'm going to be showing you 7 principles that we can derive from this wisdom here. She buys a land, sells it, earned money, didn't eat the money, reinvested it. I don't know who you are in this meeting, but I need you to be very, very attentive. You will begin the journey of wealth in your family life. So the reason why we invest our time, our resources, our skills, whatever we have to advantage is to earn money. Another reason is, if you are still here, say amen. Amen. To have a better life. How many of you want to have a better life here? Amen. To have a better life and future. A better life for yourself, a better life for your children. I remember my late dad bought Yamaha 100. I think he bought it with us 60,000. I can't remember. It should be 60 or 60 something thousand. It was a celebration in my community. Brand new from John Holt. When he brought it to the house, I can still remember. It's not up to 60. I'm just calling it. It can never be up to 60. Where will 60 naira come from? 60,000. No, never. 60,000 can build a house. When my dad brought the motorcycle, Yamaha, to one of his in-laws that brought it. Hey, God. I came back from school. I was in primary school and I saw the Yamaha 100. And I met all my community men already drunk. Their eyes red. And my dad sat down. He tied his data wrapper on the chair as a Lorogo. I'm sure for the past 2 days, they didn't go to farm. Drinking on top of Yamaha 100. Now, you may not appreciate what happened then. Not very many persons could buy motorbike. He was the first to buy a brand new motorbike in that place. So my dad succeeded in buying motorbike. Amen. Amen. I'm telling you because your life will be better than your father's own. Amen. As I was driving to church this morning, I was just thinking, I said, my dad bought motorbike. The whole village stood still. And as a young man, I remember I would have to, early in the morning, you have to clean the bike. And my dad one time took me and some of my younger ones to school, primary school, with the motorbike. We felt like we came with limousine. Amen. When I turned my back, some of my friends came to me and said, it's my dad's motorcycle. It didn't take up to 6 months. I learned how to ride the motorcycle. Can't tell you all the bruises I got. However, I learned it. So my dad bought motorcycle. But I don't think if I buy motorcycle today, I will jump up and shout. Why am I giving you that story? To tell you that in life, it gets better. It gets what? Better. Lift up your two hands. God will give you grace, mapoli shalabo, to make life better for you and your generation. Yeah. Can you say better, amen? Yeah. How many of you ever wear a collar pant? It has a rope. When it gets slack, you will carry the rope, put it here, so that you'll be running like this. My children never saw that. They will never wear that. My grandchildren will never wear. I don't know whether a collar pant is still available anywhere. But what I'm saying is that what that implies is that my children can never go to school on their barefoot like I did. Amen. What about my grandchildren? It gets better and better and better. And are you still here? At times I tell my wife, I say, leave these children alone. They are season. When I was going through school, I know what I suffer. They are not to repeat the kind of suffering that you suffered. That you find it very difficult to have dress to wear to school doesn't mean they have to. That is why you labor. That's why you work hard. Lift up your two hands above your head. You will make life better for you and your generation. Abraham circumcised at the age of 100. Imagine what it is at 100 to first to be naked before other people at that age, and then they have to circumcise you. Imagine how you have to be walking at that old age. But then Isaac didn't need to circumcise at 100 because things have begun to change and move forward and get better. Someone here, I don't know who you are, but I'm sure you'll be able to jump up and grab this before any other person. Your generation will be better because of you. I don't know whether you have how many of you ever went to school because you couldn't pay school fees? They have you to bring back of your hand. And the rule, I think they say it's not a rule. We usually call it a rule. It's a rule. Do you have anybody who has a rule here? Can I want to do to somebody so that you can experience what I'm talking about? Someone say shout advancement. Oh, I feel like jumping. Someone shout advancement. You have to go to school. You are not the one to pay the school fees. It's supposed to be your parents, but they couldn't afford it. It's not their fault. And then they will put your head. You have to suffer all those pains because your father, your mother, your uncles could obey you. You can imagine that some of us could go to school. It was a miracle. Because they edge here. And some teachers are very wicked. Amen. It shouldn't have been me paying school fees. The person that would have received those beatings should be my father and my mother. But you are beating me for it. At times they'll bring you in front of the school and then they shame you and they send you home. My children can't take that. My grandchildren can't take that. If the school fees for their education is already going on in a trust fund, so they don't need to. Come on, someone lift up your two hands. You will make life better for yourself and your children. Maybe somebody's looking at me. Your grandchildren, they won't know what lack is. If you don't receive it, that is your own, but I'm going to say it again. Your grandchildren won't know what lack is. Are you still there? St. James Anglican Church. My uncle was a contractor at the time. I worked there. I was, every weekend I would go there and work. They'll pay me 1 naira 50 kobo because of my age. They will pay the adult 3. 1 naira 50 kobo times 2 is that much? 3 naira. Pay them 3 naira. If I'm carrying 9 inches block, I will do like this. The vicar one day saw me and said, "Boy, what are you doing here?" I said, "I'm working." So what are you looking for money for? I have to do it. There are some necessary routes you have to go through to make life better for the next generation. Is that true? Yes, is that true? Yes, sir. I went to a home to settle a matter between a man and his teenage son. He has become very rebellious. So the father invited me and wanted me to talk to him. So I invited him when I visited the house. I said they should give me time so that I talk with him. Because he's a nice boy, but suddenly just changed. So I wanted to just hear him out. Hear what he told me. Can you imagine my daddy? I said, "What did he do?" I'll be telling him I need AC in my room. The room is hot when the weather is hot. Oh, I looked at him. Just look at the way. Say, just ordinary AC to install in my room. Is that too much to ask? I want to say, make I slap you. AC. So I listened to him. As a counselor, I have to be very quiet. I say, "Yeah, I understand your pain." Say, "Yeah, Pastor, I'm listening to you because I know you know my pain." He started crying. I said, "AC." So children never see light since when they born them. Some who say they are in the city, no fan. They have to look for. You have a room with a fan. Your daddy is saying, "I'm not going to install the AC because you may expose yourself to cold." And then you are protesting. How blessed are you? Well, I spoke to him. He calmed down. He understand why his father said that. But then I called the father and I said, "Please, if it is possible, see what you can do." Because their generation is a generation that enjoys the benefit of the labor of the heroes past. Lift up your two hands. Mama yeba de galoshala garoba. I need about 7 persons to understand what God is saying today. In your own time, it will be better than your father's own time. Malaba shalaba ragadore katosha. In your children's time, it cannot even be compared to your own. What you term success, your children will tell me failure in their own time. My son was driving, he entered my car one day and was asking, "Where's the Bluetooth? Where's this one?" I said, "Which Bluetooth?" "This is the Bluetooth." Bluetooth. Because they drive a car that has all those features. This one. Come on. It gets better. Someone say it gets better. Yes. So why do we labor? Why do we go to work every day, come home late? To have a better life and future. Not just for ourselves, but for our families, our children, our spouse. To make this better for them. Proverbs 8:21 said this. Can we Read. Oh, come on. Let's do this quickly. Want to go. I give riches to those who love me. How many of you are lovers of God here? You will receive riches. And then what does it do further? And I feed their houses with treasures. 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 I feed their houses not with trash, with treasures. I feed their houses with treasure. Your house will be full of treasure. A treasure of good head. The treasure of material sources. Treasure of excellence. Treasure of royalty. Treasure of beauty. I need a family who desire that treasure to shout a better amen. So we labor every day. We work so hard, take courses, invest, deny ourselves some immediate pleasure for an ultimate reason so that we can have a better life for ourselves and for our family as well. 3, for relevance and significance. For relevance, and please, I'd like you to take note so that every day when you leave home, you should know why you are leaving home. You should know why you walk, so that will encourage you, so that you don't walk and be easy. No. You are walking, one, to ensure that you make things better. You make things better for yourself. You earn more money. Then you become relevant and significant. I told you a story of a young man whose mother died. Burial done, concluded, and he was not aware. He went to visit his old-time friend, and his old-time friend was apologizing to him and saying, sorry, I couldn't come for your mother's burial. And the young man looked at him and said, which mother's burial? I said, your mother's burial. Your mother died some months ago. The burial has been done. He protested, went to the family house and met with his elder brother and said, I went somewhere and my friend said, Mama died. I said, yes, Mama died. We didn't want to bother you. So he became angry. Why would they do that? One of the sisters looked at him and said, if we have told you, you get money to go. Not be we go still carry you. We not get money. Now we say make we not tell you. Can you? It's as bad as that. Lift up your 2 hands. You will not be irrelevant to your family. I told you this story before. Please open your eye. Because this season of advancement, you will have a reason to say, oh God, I can't remain in the same spot. They went for a family meeting. They were talking about burial and all of that. And so a woman was there with the husband. So while the meeting was, some family members are very rude. As they were going to talk, one of them jumped up to his feet and said, in this, we want to discuss family matter. We don't allow women to stay. Oh, yeah. The woman should get up. Amen. That is why at times, don't judge people by the way they look. Say the woman should get up. And just go inside. Should leave the meeting, talking anyhow. Some people, the only entitlement they have is that they are head of the family. That is all they have in life. The woman should get up. And then one of them whispered to him and said, keep quiet. Now chief judge. Now what? But he wanted to hide his embarrassment and say, yes, no matter what you are in the society, this is a family matter. Family comes first. That was busy ranting. About 3 mobile police came in when they heard the shouting. When he saw them, he said, yes, all women are not the same. You must check because you wear the right bag for one ikoro. You want to talk to a chief judge. So they changed the law that day that women can now stay. Not women. That woman can stay. The other women can go. What have you made of yourself? What are you working to attain in this life? Oh, to marry? That's all? I don't think there's any award given to anybody for marrying. Oh, come on. Amen? I don't think that Dr. Ngozi Ikoja-Ewela will enter a place now they say, go and stay at the bar because she's a woman. No. So why do we work, sir? Why do we work, man? We work for relevance, for significance. So that when you go to an occasion They arranged a high table. As they are ushering you in, they would take you to the back seat. Even if they take you to the back seat, but because of who you are in this world, they'll say, is this not this woman? Please, this is the seat reserved for someone like you. Clap your hands as I declare this. You will not be irrelevant to your generation. You will be a star in your generation. Clap your hands and celebrate. It's a prophecy. You will have relevance in this generation. You will be a significant person in this life journey. Shout amen to that. So why do I invest my knowledge, my skills, my money? For significance. So that I'll be relevant. Now I will show you from the Bible that this thing didn't start with us. After Jesus was arrested, they flogged him. Of course, eventually, they crucified him and then died. At that point, not very many persons wanted to identify with Jesus because it's over. He don't die. It's over. Disciples went back to their business because they never thought that anyone could kill Jesus. Just like some of us will go through temptation, people will begin to say there is no God with you. So in their thinking, so they can kill that guy. Now, wow. That means not really the Son of God. People were scared. When you ask anyone, do you know Jesus? Say, no, I thought Jesus. I'm hearing that name for the first time, including Peter. But the Bible said after Jesus had been crucified and he has died, while everyone were running from Jesus, a man by the name Joseph the Arimathea went to Pilate, entered the palace with confidence and said, give me the dead body of Jesus. Who does that? But if not for what we're about to read, give it to me. Matthew 27, 57 to 58. That is Joseph the Arimathea. Can we read together? That evening, which man? No, which man? No, answer me. Which man? A rich man did what? Named Joseph came to Jerusalem. He was a follower of Jesus from the town of Arimathea. Jesus didn't have 12 disciples. 12 disciples were with him on full time. He had other disciples who were financiers, who were doctors, who were lawyers, who were financing him. So people think when you are a follower of Jesus, you must climb this altar. There are many followers of Jesus that will never climb this altar, but they will build churches in communities. If you are among of them, clap your hand and receive that prophecy in Jesus' name. You think that to be a disciple of Jesus Christ, you must climb here. There are people that may not climb here, but they are building treasures in heaven, in the kingdom of God. He was a follower of Jesus. Went to Jerusalem, entered the palace, the palace of Pilate, and said, give me the dead body of Jesus. Look at what they are. The reason why they listened to him, he was a voice. The Bible says a poor man's voice is ignored. Nobody listened to him. If a poor person had done it, they will crucify him side by side with Jesus. But it's a voice. It's a voice in the territory. It's a voice in the kingdom. And then what happened? Pilate gave what? Gave order. He went to Pilate and asked to have Jesus' body. Pilate said, who do you think you are? Pilate gave orders. Take note. Gave orders for the soldiers to give Jesus' body to him. One time we're traveling. Should be going to be Lagos? Yeah, Lagos. Okay, I was returning back from Lagos. Many years ago, I entered a particular transport company. And there was this guy who sat in front of the bus. I was at the middle seat. Who was so different? Why you have all these market people who went to buy whatever they buy, blah, 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 blah. The guy was just calm, not talking. Because those people can talk. They will talk everything nonsense into your head. Then police stopped us and they said they should remove. They said they want to check this one, want to check this one. Somebody said they're harassing. Say everybody should come down. The guy also came down. But me, I have a way of spotting some people that this guy looked different. Was just reading a newspaper. And then the policeman was just harassing the driver. They wouldn't allow us go. About 30 minutes has passed. They were asking some of those people to give them something, and they were not willing to part with it. After a while, the guy just went quiet. You see, when you be something, they make noise. Anytime you see anybody say, "Do you know who I am?" No, that person is nothing. I'm telling you, anytime you say, "Do you know who I am?" Don't know that they are nothing. Who is something? Don't talk like that. He just went to the van where the senior man is, and I don't know what he told the guy. Suddenly, the man jumped out from his car. Shut! Me, I was looking. I said, "I talk him." The way all of us, they talk, say, "This guy, keep quiet, not talking." He will just smile small. "Yes, sir." He just told the boy, he said, "Oh, yeah, load the vehicle back now." Amen. They arranged the vehicle, and they say, "Sorry, sir, for taking your time, sir. We didn't know, sir." Even me, I still enter like, "Sir." There must be something he told them. And from the look of things, that guy is not another guy. He must be a senior army officer. When we got to the park, when we got to the park, I saw that an army vehicle was in the park waiting to pick him. Now I said, "Not be everybody you go talk to anyhow. Otherwise you'll do fraud jump for afternoon." Now, I just told you about people who are a voice. Like Joseph the Arimathea. Are you a voice? When you leave home every day, what are you working and aiming at? In school right now, you're studying. I don't know what you're studying. What are your vision, or what vision do you have? As a business person, what level do you want to get to? What? Listen to me. I don't think, in my own estimation, that if Bill Gates, amen, come to Nigeria, I don't think that one DPO will lock him up. Why? That is it. Joseph the Arimathea went, "Pilate, how are you?" I'm sure they shook hands. And the king said, "Fine, Joseph, please, I came for the body of that innocent guy you people crucified. Soldiers, give him his body." "Why?" "Give it to us. Go back. Give it to us. Give it to master the scripture, please. Media, please go with me." Are they there? 57, please. 57 media, please. A rich man. Now, you are not a rich man because you can eat and you have one dog, you have 7 children, and you have 7 cars. You are not a rich man. You just have money, but you are not yet a rich man. Because the next street don't know you. I'm talking about being valuable to your generation. Someone hold your hand up like this. Everywhere seems to be quiet. But I know someone is thinking something. In the name of Jesus Christ, your word will know you for blessings. Quickly, let's do this. Another reason for transgenerational wealth transfer. For transgenerational wealth transfer. You will not transfer poverty to your generation. Your generation will not pay debt when your time is up. After my dad passed on, the burial has been done. They said it's time to share property. To share what? Property. Me and my elder brother, we are the only 2 sons my dad has. All the others are women. So they called the two royal sons. And they sat us down. And they opened my dad's box. Brought walking stick. Brought some clothes. And then they said, the house, 2 room, the one this side is my own. This other one is my brother's own. This walking stick, 2 is for him, 1 is for me. And the rings. And I looked at them and I said, "Thank you all, elders council. As far as I'm concerned, everything that you people are sharing now, you people should give it to him. He's the one. It's a family thing, so he's the head of the family." They said, "No, that's the 2 rooms. You might think, I said, the 2 room may be around 3,000 naira. a month. I will not travel from here to go and collect 3,000 naira house rent. I say, I beg you now. I know they take. I'm going to give them. But I thank God that my dad could have something that we could share. He didn't get anything from his dad to share. I don't think if Christ tarries and my time is over in this life journey, it's 2 rooms my children will have. Or walking stick. So that I can start walking like this. I don't think so. So it keep getting better. Lift up your 2 hands. Someone, you will have a city influence. Maybe I'm not really communicating this thing. Marosh Shalaba. Someone, when your time is over and you transfer word to your generation, even to the 5th generation, they will not know what poverty is. Feel like holding someone's hand. What you will transfer to your generation will not be sickness. What you will transfer to your generation will not be a curse. What you transfer to your generation will not be backwardness. What you transfer to your generation will not be indebtedness. You know, some persons will say things like, the sickness in our family is in our blood. Nonsense. It ain't. With you, it ain't. I said, with you, it ain't. Nobody will be below your level among your children. From the first to the last, they will do greater things than you did. So why do we do all of that? For the sake of transgenerational wealth transfer. Proverbs 8 verse number 18 quickly. This is the word of the Lord. He said, with me there are what? There are riches. Okay. You're not with me. With me, what is it? There are riches and honor. I have lasting wealth to give to you. What is lasting wealth? You are blessed. Your children are blessed. Your grandchildren are blessed. Your great-grandchildren. Your great-great-grandchildren. Your great-great-great-grandchildren. Your great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren. Your great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great. A young boy, not too long ago, got the surprise of his life. The mother was a house help in the home of a wealthy man. And somehow, because the man was reckless, had an affair with her, and had a baby. But out of shame, she ran with the baby. And then, didn't show up. So she took care of the baby alone and all of that because she was afraid, because she betrayed the trust of the wife, which is not what anybody should do. But after about 32 years, amen, the boy began to ask questions because he drives a cab somewhere. Where is my own father? Eh? People are saying they want to go and see their father. Where is my father? The mother said, your father is late. Amen. Father is late. And so whether he's late or not, let me know the family. Eventually, she reluctantly opened up to the son that look at what happened, but out of shame, I couldn't tell anybody. But I told your dad, and your dad settled me off. I said I should go far off. He said, but that settlement didn't benefit me anyway. So, I need to see my dad. And sometimes you need to insist on your right. I need to see my dad. The mother delayed. After a while, the boy was family member, came in and all of that. But thankful enough, amen, there was still some link to be able to locate the family. So eventually, the mother opened up to him, and the boy looked for some family members and went to his father's house. Father now very old. Tange was still alive. When they were looking at the man, and I greeted the man said, yeah, in what way can I help you, young man? Say, well, I'm your son. And the man like, son. And that shock is like, he remembers something. So, do you know so person? Say, yes. He was a housemaid at a house many years ago. I've told she's somewhere now. She's, say, yes. Do you remember what happened between two of you? And the man said, well, yeah, I didn't believe it. I said, well, no problem. Technology has made it very easy. Let's go and do DNA test. And the man obliged because he knew that something like they went, confirmed, everything came out. Is his son. And then that is it. The game has started. The wife at home battle drawn. Well, I don't show. But there's nothing you can do. That is why while you are alive, correct some mistakes. To cut the long story short, so that I'm telling you how your life can turn around and your generation will be blessed when you create wealth. From riding a cab, amen, became part of a business empire. Thank God the mother trained him so he's well educated to take position. When his friends saw him again, they didn't believe. When you forget job and not get job, and my papa had the word for. His life just went from here to the rooftop. That's what I'm saying. That's what you call you are really rich. Not that you are buying one small food for your children. That's not what I'm saying. That's why use today to plant something that will benefit your grandchildren. A righteous man leaveth what? An inheritance for his children's children. No, not your children inherit. Your children's children. Lift up your two hands. You will create a dynasty of a wealthy family line. If it's you I prayed that for, can you say better amen? That's where you are going. That is so quiet. I said, that's where you are going. That's where you are going. I prayed one prayer last night, and I'm going to pray that. I don't think whether I can finish this morning, but I tend to close now. But can I pray this prayer? Anything in your family line that says that no one will rise, we die for you to rise. Anything that said others will not rise and they couldn't rise, you will surprise them by being the first to rise to the top. You will do things in your family line that no one has done before. As a matter of fact, I think I have about 70 people who are part of this meeting. You are about to go on a journey to the place that no one has ever gone to in your family line. Quickly now, how to advance professionally, business-wise, or career-wise. We've seen that this earlier, but let's take time to dwell on it. One, make good use of your time profitably. Let me repeat that. How you spend your time, determines whether you will be able to make a difference in business or in your career. I said much of that earlier. But let's read some scriptures that will give us a better understanding. Proverbs 12, verse number 11. Easy to read version. Proverbs 12, 11. The easy to read version. Please, if you don't mind, can we read together? 1 to go. Farmers who work their land have plenty of food. But those who waste their time on worthless project, who are they? Waste their time. Every Saturday you must go to occasion. Every Friday you must go to occasion. Every week you must go to occasion. And those occasions are not adding any value to you. Every invitation that comes you must attend. Listen to me. It's not healthy for your success. Farmers who work their land have plenty of food, but those who waste their time on worthless project are foolish. May someone here never waste his or her time on worthless project. Proverbs 28 verse number 7. What did they say? A smart son obeys the law, which is the word of God. But the son who spends time with worthless what? I'm not the one who said it. Read it. It's in Bible. Bible that said it. Worthless what? Brings what? Shame to his father. So in life, I wish I get my pointer here. There are people who have no what. They just feed their belly, have some things going on, and then they brag around and talk everybody like, no. Those who spend their time with worthless people bring shame to their father. So you must be very careful. Be intentional who your friends should be. Because who you choose as a friend will determine how you will spend your time. And how you spend your time will eventually determine how you spend your life. Proverbs 28 verse number 19. It says, whoever works hard will have plenty to eat. But whoever wastes their time with dreams will always be poor. There are people, listen to me, people who talk more and do less, stay away from them. Let me repeat what I said. You see them talk, blah, blah, blah. This one, they have the word in their palm. Year in, year out, you don't see progress. So they are dreamers. They chase fantasies. Ecclesiastic 14 verse number, Exodus rather. If you are still here, say amen. Oh, this church, you are blessed. I say you are blessed. Oh boy, I will tell you why later. You are blessed. You'll be smarter than every other person. Exodus 14, verse number 15, the Living Bible. Then the Lord said to Moses, what did he say to Moses? What did he say to Moses? Oh, come on, say it. What did he say to Moses? And what? And get the people moving forward. March. In other words, you can't pray. What are you doing? I'm praying. What are you doing? I'm praying. January, I'm praying. February, I'm praying. March, I'm praying. April, I'm praying. June, whatever. Which month are we now? May, I'm praying. June, I'm praying. When you pray, you receive revelation. You receive direction. You receive a word. You receive ideas. Go and put it to work. Most believers hide their laziness in, I am praying. I am praying. I'm still waiting upon the Lord. After you have prayed, take steps. Tell your neighbor that. Take steps. So God showed up and said, Moses, come on. This is not a prayer time. Get up now. Tell the people to move on. Listen to me. If you watch carefully and you are following the sequence of things in this church, we want to be able to move you to a place where your life will glorify God. Amen. If you believe that, say amen. Amen. Where you don't just have a Bible on your armpit full of sweat and grasses and smelling and spit gathered around your mouth because of stress. And then you say you are the child of Jehovah? No, it doesn't work that way. If you say I'm a child of God, they say we can see it. You say let your light so shine that men will see. Amen? Amen. Many years ago, one of us had an issue with his landlord, with her landlord rather, because she's a widow. I used to do that then. So they came to us and said the landlord had thrown her properties out. So we went there, tried to intervene. If you even see the house, not be house, now hunt. As we came in, we went to him and said, sir, please, I'm a pastor. Please, can you just give another month? We'll see what we can do. Look at what the man said to me. He said, Pastor, you know what? Sir, for listening to you. As you come, so you bring the money. I for listening to you. He said, not be here. You want to preach. You send out your members and say, pay house rent now. Pay for them. I said, oh, guy, we're trying to say, many years ago, we tried to say, Pastor, I beg, carry your preaching, go one side. When I turned my back on that place, I said to myself, of course, we were able to resettle her later. I told myself, I will build houses that people who have house challenge can live at least for 3 years before they settle themselves. Because that thing touched my heart. Throw your hands up. Don't look at me like you do not understand what I'm saying. You will give home to the homeless. One time I had a case with someone, sir. And so I petitioned the person because the person was coming to attack us as a church. So I petitioned the AIG office. And then we took the matter there. And I drove one car called Gallant, Mr. Bushy Gallant. No AC, nothing. Very hot. The police that went to arrest the man, we drove together to go and arrest the man. The man has one particular Mercedes-Benz, very powerful back then. So the policeman, when they saw his car, they now said, the person we came to arrest, they said he should carry his car. That he should drive his car. After they have talked upstairs, me and my brother that went, we stood by our Gallant car. When they came out, they said to us, they said that I should be driving, I should be going. And as I went on, they said they have arrested him inside his car that he's driving. It's from the house of the man to the police. That's where they settled the case against us. Inside the car. When we got to the station, I've written petition. The IPO called me and paid the petition and said, from the look of things, you will need to go and beg that man. I said, me, beg the man. Why would I go and beg him? He said, no, I see, Pastor, let me advise you. When you are dealing with big men, there's a way you go about it. This man know people. You know people? Now I drop my case. Someone, do your husband, I will never be poor. So understand where I'm talking from. I'm talking with passion. Are you with me? I came home, I told my wife, I said, the case has been settled inside AC car. Let's close the case. You are sitting down there and you are folding your hands. Listen to me. There are those of us, let me not go there because if I go there, I may be rocking the boat. Child of God, there are certain decisions you make, not because you would have made it, but something led to it. Am I communicating? Yes, why are you running after those who came from abroad? It's money now. Lift up your two hands. Someone here, this is your season. Amen. Say that amen so wide. Amen. Take note of this. Prayer is not a substitute. Give me my next slide very quickly, please. Media. Who is there, please? Take this with one to go. You don't need to write it. One to go. Prayer is not a substitute for the implementation of ideas, strategic planning, and wise steps. Prayer is not a substitute at all. You are praying, have ideas, take steps, implement them, and then you will see progress. Not that I'm fasting. I'm praying. I'm fasting. After you have fasted, you have prayed. What idea did you get? What inspiration did you get? What are the motivations you got by the revelation that God gave to you? How to advance in our business and career. To make timely investment in becoming better, more qualified, proficient, and productive. Every day ask yourself, what do I know now that I didn't know 5 years ago? Do I have a better qualification than who I was professionally 10 years ago? If you are going to advance in your career, listen to me, my brothers and sisters, it's not going to happen by you not improving yourself, by you not learning something new, by you not doing everything to develop yourself. You must ensure that you become better every day. Someone said, I will work towards being better every day. Daniel 1 verse number 19 to 20 says, the king talked with them. Someone here, can I declare this? Kings will talk with you. Amen. The king talked with them. And he found none equal to Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. So they entered the king's service. After the king talked with them, he saw the quality of their mind. He saw how intelligent they are. He saw how creative they were. And then they entered the king's service. Someone, you will not serve me, man. Oh, come on. I need someone to say that amen like you are the only one in this meeting. Verse number 20. In every matter of wisdom and understanding, about which the king questioned them, he found them how many times better? 10 times better than all the magicians and enchanters in his own kingdom. So why did they enter the king's service? They were better than others. Someone, listen to me, get better in anything you do. Whatever field of endeavor you are in, work at being better. Work at being better. Work at being better. Don't be lazy. Work at being better. Burn the midnight oil. Burn the midnight candle. Work at become a man. Now sit down there and be the same person year in, year out. The world will move past you. The world is always in need of something new and better. Is that true? Yes, amen. Amen. I said amen. Amen. Quickly, note also. You can move from being a gate man to the point man in any field of endeavor when you work at being better in what you do. In my wife's organization, she was talking to me. A young man was brought almost like a houseboy. Today, he's a PhD holder and he lectures. He moved from being brought from the village, worked on himself, had his first degree, had his master's, did his PhD. Now he moved from a gate man to now being a poet man. And you'll be surprised tomorrow he becomes the vice chancellor. How? He keep working to improve himself. Let me ask you this question. You may not like what I'm about to say now. What are you doing every day that will make you better so that you can make progress? I think one of the northern states, a bike man became a House of Rep member under Labour Party. How did that happen? One, he has the qualifications. So he prepared himself for the reality of what he is today. Do you know what it is from a Okada man to now becoming a member of House of Representatives of the Federal Republic of... Look at the leap. Pastor, I had a revelation. In that revelation, I was in Aso Rock, and the president was giving me an award. Fantastic. But go beyond revelation to now doing what will lead to the manifestations of that revelation. Listen to me. They will not give you an award by sleeping on your bed. I agree. The dream is real. It's what God has planned to do with your life. But how are you preparing yourself for it? Let me quickly say this in closing. Do you know that if after they brought Joseph out of the prison, if Joseph was not able to interpret the dreams of Pharaoh, they will send him back to where? But because after Joseph spoke, Pharaoh said, this one can't go back to the prison. He said, you said we should look for another man to appoint to be so. We can't find anyone as good as you are. Now you go there in charge. Lift up your two hands. God will give you grace to do something that will make you astounding in your faith. Do you know why they refer to things like sport as church rat? But that is back then. Because today you have professionals, you have people who are doing extremely well. In fact, when I go to some occasions and I see people who are Christians, business people who are Christians, how well they are doing, I say, God, thank you. Someone in this meeting, and I'm going to be doing that very soon, listen to me, you will give your first 10 million naira to God at once. Yeah. I went to a meeting, they were raising money. I was there. It was a church meeting, really, but a particular program. And they said, we want you guys to finance this organization. And they want about 100 people to give 1 million naira. We should be less than 200 there. I sat down glued to my chair. Before they could mention it, people already stretching hand and collecting the distance. 1 million. Me, I was waiting for 100,000. They collect the 1 million, and they didn't say, Holy Ghost fire. They just say, may God bless everyone for you in Jesus' name. Amen. And they left. When I left there, I told myself, and I can't survive this shame. These people who are giving 1 million naira. I'm not talking about last year. I'm not talking about maybe about 10 years ago. Are they not human beings? They are human beings like you and I. Some of you are blinking your eye. Because somehow in your life journey, you have not thought of. Open your hand like this. This church, we are moving from not having to having more than enough. Amen. How to advance professionally, quickly. Make good investment with what you have to achieve what you desire. Let me repeat this loud and clear. Make good investment of what you have to achieve what you desire. Right now, ask your neighbor very quickly, please. It's a practical class. If you choose to call it a class or a church service, that is okay. Ask your neighbor, what do you have? Tell your neighbor, nothing. Tell your neighbor, nothing. Tell your neighbor, I don't have anything. You have something? Identify what you have. What do you have? You can fix hair very well. That's what you have. Fish hair so nice that when people leave, they don't have headache. Fish hair so nice. Comb it, repair all the hedges, brush it very well, rub some powder. I went to barb in a barber salon. I didn't know. It was in Lagos. I saw the barber salon and I just entered. I like good things. The barber salon is such that, I don't know how to put it. It's like heaven on earth. So I entered and you take ticket. So I took the ticket and then, they asked me what style. I said, look at this hair. Does it look like anything that has style? Just give me whatever. And then they went in and just, after they finished barbing the hair, they brought some treatment, treated it. They put something on my hair like a machine. Just put it like a scan. Put it on my head. They wrote some things down. I said, I didn't come to hospital. Which one are they rolling on my head? And all of did that. I came, came out. Said, okay, see the man, whatever. So I went there. They said, okay, they find out that some blood is not flowing through some of my vein. I said, I don't have a headache. It's not flowing well. So they are going to do a massage so the blood can circulate very well. They find out that they have to do that. I said, okay. And I sat down. They brought their hand. Did they rub something? Press the hair. This one be hitting my head, but like as if I'm a small boy. But I felt relief. Because my head that was tight became relief. Me, I thought they were very nice. So when they finish, they now use their hand to direct me to a section. So I went to the section and I sat down. They said, you're welcome, sir. Wrote something and gave to me. 9,300. And I went back. I said, I didn't tell you I was sick. I only came here to cut my hair. But you know what? It was worth it. What do you do that stands out? 9,000 to barb this head. I don't even have hair. What do you do and do where? That's what we are saying. Now, I was protesting 9,000 something. But if you see the crowd and you see the space where they park cars, people call me. Right there, they were asking, have you gone to the governor's office? The home service they have to do there. I say, wow. When are you going to move your saloon from people that will fix hair this week and pay next month? Because those are the only people you can fix your hair. Child of God, do you know there's a way you will fix hair? People will come and say, who fixes your hair? Fix your hair. There's a place in GRO in this town. I told my wife, I said, it seems like there is no other hairdressing salon in the Edo state. When people are, they say before the lady will open in the morning, crowd of people, they go and queue and be waiting for her. There is some, not be juju. Not be juju, they do that one. Now excellence. Even if juju day and excellence not, the juju go clear one day. You can fry akara. Fry your akara and add crayfish at the center. How many of you ever ate akara with crayfish at the center? You press crayfish for the center. People introduce that. Your own may not be crayfish, something else. And when they eat your akara, they slip off. Are you still here? And that is it. Now, the point I'm making, I'm talking to this church on how you can advance in your business. Okay. Let me leave you. Because this is not what you were expecting to hear. You can't claim not to have something. There is something that you have. A skill, knowledge, ability to cook. Do you know today caterers are making money? A sister left this church and went to enroll in a catering school for 6 months. Can I tell you how much? 1.8 million. For 6 months. When she told me, I said, you are not normal. There are caterers here that will take 40,000 from you for 6 months. And she smiled. He said, Pastor, it's not, I already know how to bake. I only went to join them because they are the ones that does when PDP is having their program, when this one is having their program, when presidents are having their program. He said, the first job we went on flight. I said, no wonder. You can't show like Abriba and expect the governor's wife. Okay. I went to an hospital some years ago. Why am I telling you? So that you can walk now. Identify what you have. Turn it into a product. Turn it into something with commercial value. And then start running with it. I went to an hospital one time. You know, the doctor, after taking care of it, gave me the prescription. Gave that to the nurse. I entered the treatment room. That's how this nurse head, I've told you before, the injection, like pistol. As I entered, waiting for me as if he want to stab me to death. As I entered, no cutscene, nothing. He said, turn your back. I said, for what? For what? What did I do? He said, I want to give you this thing. I beg you don't want to do. What kind of dirty attitude is that? And being the person that I am, I didn't do so. I said, call your doctor. The doctor has to come and say, you need to teach this person manners. Once she heard this thing, you get to some hospital, they will hold this thing like this. He said, you're welcome. How are you? How's your family? They're making you to relax. This one is threatening me. Are you still here? I said, doctor, whether she's professional or not, with this attitude, she may shoot me somewhere. You do it by yourself. In whatever you do, do it well. Okay. Matthew 13, verse number 44. Oh, how did I get here? Can we read together? I want to go. The kingdom of heaven is like a treasure hidden in a field. When a man finds it, what did he do? He hid it again. And then in his joy, went and sold all he had and bought that field. You have a land given to you by your father. It's your inheritance. Fantastic. It's void of any court cases or family case. You are dying slowly. You have no money. Your children can't go to school. You are keeping the land. And you are telling, it's my father's inheritance. It's my father that gave it to me. Your father gave it to you. It's now your own. You can sell it to achieve something better. No, you will not. You are dying. You can't pay your house rent. Before you come back from village, government have put road through it. You lose it. One time we had a truck for our farm. A very powerful truck. I drove it one hour, some of you saw me. And then the truck was giving some nines and all of that. So I gave it to someone. We bought it at a particular amount. Then somebody just saw the car parked somewhere and said, he likes the truck. And he wants to buy the truck. And they called me, should they sell it? I said, is there any profit on top? They said, yes. I said, now! They made profit on. Child of God, listen to me. If what you have can give you what you need, why not? The only time it's wrong to sell is to sell for pleasure. But to sell for investment, there's nothing wrong. A lady, the children can't go to school, came to me that the son want to enroll for JAM. And I said, I'm sorry, this time I already have too many commitments, I can't do it. So I asked her, what do you have? She said, Pastor, I don't have anything. No. She said, I lost my husband. It has been tough, very hard for us. I said, no, there must be something you have. She said, the only thing I have now is my gold. My gold is in my elder sister's house. I don't want to sell them. I said, so what do you want to do with the gold? When you die, they will bury you with the gold. Use what you have to achieve what you need. Can I shock you? I told them in the workers' class. She listened to me. I said, Pastor, it's true. It has never crossed my mind. Before that, your auntie will die. The children will say, is their mother's own. She went and packed all the gold she has and sold it for 9.8 million. Has been suffering since she lost her husband. What do you have that you have kept under your whatever? And you are dying slowly. Trade it. Trade it. Trade it. Trade it to make progress. Trade it to move forward. You have a car you cannot fuel. 8 plugs. Once you pray, it's 4 liters gone. Yet, you have no business. Trade it. Turn that vehicle to Uber. Trade it. 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 Otherwise, you will leave your generation helpless. Okay. My name is Pastor Ojo. Don't forget this. Don't forget this. Don't forget this. Until you make good use of your seed, you will not see the reality of the forest of trees and fruit that you dream of. There is a forest in that seed. There's a forest in that money. There's a forest in that gift. There's a forest in that talent. There's a forest in that skill. There is a forest of blessing them. Trade it. Plant it. Invest it. Use it. Sow it. Reinvest it. You begin to grow little by little. Can you say amen? I'll move past some things because of time. Learn and be knowledgeable on how to work and succeed with people. Work and be knowledgeable on how to work and succeed with people. In the journey of life, you can't do it alone. Tell your neighbor that. I can't feel you anymore. You can't succeed alone in life. Please don't forget that. You can't succeed alone in life. Please, church people, listen to this. Because I believe in the next 7 years, someone here, you will have to stand before this church, of course, in a better place, and you are going to say, God, thank you for today. Amen. You can't succeed in life being alone. Let me ask you this question. How many of you are here, you have somebody working for you? If you have, wave your hand. No, please, don't be shy. If you have somebody working for you, let me see your hand. Turn around and see the hands that are up. You see it? Very few. That's where the problem is. The business that you run alone cannot take you to where you are going. It can be a good way to start. As we are here right now, most of our workers are in our different branches. Some of them are working now and they are following online. One Kenyan pastor, I've forgotten his name. I was in a conference where he was ministering. He's a reverend, he owned his church. Julia, or something Julia. I'm sure if you Google, you will say it. It's one of the most astounding person. He shared at that conference, we've been here for about 2 hours, according to him. He said, right now, I've made about 4 million naira this morning. It was around 7 a.m. Each time you press your phone, bang, 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 you are giving somebody money. By around 7, it was a breakfast meeting. Somebody has made 4 million naira already. According to him, he said, by my estimation and calculation, he said, by this time, I've already made that money. This is not bragging. The results are there. If you want to advance in your business, you must catch a vision, then cast the vision. So much so that even when you are not there, amen. Jimovia is the CEO of Zenith Bank. Is he in Airport Road? Is he in Airport Road? Jimovia there? So why is he walking? Ability to work with people. Your success in anything you do greatly depends on God and who? And people. How are you able to work with people? Most crises in business is as a result of not being able to work with people, understand people, have empathy, invest in people, train people. However, people also will become your greatest headache. But with patience, with wisdom, with human skills and ability to get along with people, you will discover genuine people. Amen. Everywhere is quiet. I said amen. I'm sure in our sub-branches they would have done the same thing. You can see that people who have those working with them were less than 15%. But let me quickly say this. In the next 10 years, we'll have 95% people who are employers of labor here. Amen. Celebrate that prophecy if you believe it. Learn and be knowledgeable on how to work and succeed with people. I went to a company. The man has an employment capacity of about 6,000. So I sat down with him out of curiosity and I said, sir, how do you work with these so many people? You have branches abroad, everywhere. How do you do it? When he told me, I began to implement it. You see, there is knowledge that makes things work. You are a caterer, you have one sales, one apprentice. Two of them go fight from morning to evening. Two of them go quarrel, call each other names. Only one person. It's not up to 4 yet. What is the problem? It might be your temperament. It might be the way you talk to people. It might be the way you suspect people. There are people that suspect everybody. They get dirty by money. Listen to me. You can't trust everybody. But in life, you need to trust one person. Learn how to work with people. If you are going to advance in your career, you can't do it alone. Throw your hand up. Foreigners will still work for you. Ecclesiastes 4, 9-10. Can we read together? 1, 2, go, and I think we'll be done with this. What do you say? 2 can accomplish more than twice as much as 1. For the result can be much better. Amen? We're supposed to read 10. What is 10? If one falls, the other pulls him up. But if a man falls when he's alone, he's in real trouble. Lift up your 2 hands. In your career, you will not be alone. In your business, you will not be alone. Please be mindful of this as someone who wants to advance in your career, in your business. You don't need everybody, but you will someday need someone in the journey. You don't need everybody, but someday you will need someone. You can't do it alone. Very quickly. 5, consistently make investment that promote God's kingdom. Consistently make investment. You want to progress in your career? Consistently make investment that promote God's kingdom. I have tried it. Others have tried it. If you try it, you will testify of it. You can't do much in your business, in your career, in your profession without having the input of God. How then do you secure the input of God? Consistently make investment that will promote the interest of God's kingdom, that will promote the pleasure of God, and watch how God will come into your business. The witch that will destroy your business has not been born yet. Can you say that amen very well? Amen. The Bible says, if God be for us, what happened? Who can be against? Consistently. This is not someone coercing you. Consistently, periodically. This is my investment in God. This is my project for God. This is my partnership with God. Consistently do it from your business, your salary, whatever you do that gives you money. Make investment into the kingdom of God. Amen. Why? Because I know church talks about money. So when you talk about money, like, hey, they have come again. Why? Basically 4 reasons, and that's why we'll stop today. But someone open your 2 hands. Receive this. In the name of Jesus Christ, you will enjoy divine partnership in your career. Amen. No stumbling block can stop you. Amen. You will make progress. Amen. Why? Why do I have to consistently make investment in the kingdom of God? In advancing the interests of God. 1, to demonstrate your love and loyalty to God. One of the ways you prove to God that you love Him and that you are loyal to Him is to make investment in His kingdom. Partner with His project. Partner with anything that has to do with God. Put your resources there. Put your time there. Put your gift there. And watch God take you to the next level in Jesus' name. Psalm 25:14. He said there is a private place reserved for the devoted lovers of Yahweh, where they sit near Him and receive the revelation secret of His promises. Someone, you will enjoy secret in business that will take you to the next level. There is a private place reserved for the devoted. So the lovers of God don't stay where everybody stays. There is a special place reserved for them by God. I pray for someone. Ideas that will take your business to the next level, receive it by the Spirit of God in Jesus' name. Why do I need to consistently partner with the vision or the project of God? For divine partnership and help. For divine partnership and help. Your business is crawling. Nothing is working. You need divine partnership. You need God. Or you need God's involvement in that business. Proverbs 16 verse number 11. It says, God cares about honesty in the workplace or in the business place or in your professional place. He said your business is His business. I think you're not ready with me again, but I'm okay because I have to finish this. Can you take this with me loud? I want to go. God cares about honesty in the workplace. Why? Your business is His business. Lift up your 2 hands. I always ask you to do that. I know you're right in. From today, your business will become God's business. 3, why do I need to give, plant, support, sponsor the project of God? For blessings beyond your work and expectations. For blessings beyond your work and your expectations. For blessings beyond your work and your expectations. For blessings beyond your work and your expectations. You're expecting 100, God will give you 1,000. You're expecting 1,000, God will give you 1,000,000. You're expecting 1,000,000, God will give you 1,000,000,000. The Bible says God is able to do far above what we think or imagine. For someone today, I'm going to be praying prophetically for someone. Your business and your career will go beyond what you expected. Proverbs 16 verse number 20, the Passion Translation. It says, one skill in business discovers prosperity. When you are a good business person, it says you will discover prosperity. But the one who trusts in God is blessed beyond belief. Take this as I declare 3 times. Because you trust God with your resources, with your life, with what He has given to you, I pray that you'll be blessed beyond belief. You'll be blessed beyond belief. You'll be blessed beyond belief. You will be blessed beyond belief. Why do I need to partner with the vision and the interests of God? For divine strength and security. For divine strength and security. In life, you have competitors. In life, you have oppositions. In life, you have people that don't like you. In life, you have people who want you to go down. In life, you have people who are waiting for you to fail, but they will wait in vain. They're not saying a good amen. I heard a story of a man. He was competing for a job. The day the contract was given to him, as they put it in his hands, they put sickness in his body. He got home, became so sick. Tried to everything he could until the time given to him for the job execution elapsed. And then when they retrieve and cancel the contract, it's like the sickness was cancelled. Who did that? It may be his competitors. It may be those who are bidding for the same work, who had cast a spell on him, who had sent arrow to him. Don't forget the Bible says arrow that flies by day and by night. Why do I need to get God involved in my business, in my career? Because there are those who are eyeing your position. There are those who are fighting for the same thing you are fighting for. There are those who are fighting you because you are qualified for the job. They want to take your place. They want something to happen to you. They like the location of your job. They want you to go so that they can take your place. But when you partner with God, amen. When you partner with the vision of God. When you see people say, I bought a land, I built a church, they are not crazy. That is their secret. When you see people say, I bought a bus for evangelism, they are not crazy. It's only church people that are indifferent when it comes to the project of God. It's only church people that will stand aloof and stay away from the things of God simply because they are not happy with one or two things. Open your two hands like you are ready for this touch. In the name of Jesus Christ, from today, may you receive the grace to be kingdom partner. May you receive the grace to be God's kingdom partner. You will enjoy divine strength, divine security. Look at what it says. Proverbs 14:20 says, my last scripture. It says, reverence for God gives a man deep strength. His children have a place of refuge and security. His children include his business, his career, his profession. There are people who have been cut short in life because they have no hiding place. They have no God as their hiding place. There are people today who have failed in business because there were forces that came against them. But when you say, God, I put you first, you have a business tight, you have your salary tight, you have your investment tight, you have an amount to say, this is what I give towards the kingdom without any noise. Watch it. You will enjoy divine partnership. Oh, can you say better amen? It's not what you do because there's an attack. You just put for envelope, just go and drop there. No. What becomes a culture? What you practice at all times. And I pray for someone today. If you didn't fake anything, maybe something will follow you home. And I declare this by the reason of the word of God that has come to us today, that in your career you will advance. Say that amen very loud. In your business you will advance. In your finances you will advance. That company will advance. I'm not sure you are the one I'm praying for. The work of your hand will advance. Your career will advance. Your sales will advance. You will not be stuck in the same position. You will not go in a vicious circle. Nothing will stagnate you. In the name of Jesus Christ. Lift up your two hands and shout and say, Father, in the name of Jesus Christ. In life, in business, in my career, I will advance. Open your mouth and declare that. We'll pray 3 prayer points. Go ahead and pray that. Give me the prayer of the week very quickly.